Folks, in my 20 years navigating the ins and outs of football scouting, I've never seen anything quite like what's brewing behind the scenes in the NFL right now. As a former scout, you develop a sixth sense for these monumental shifts, and let me tell you, this one is massive. The whispers coming through the grapevine are deafening, and the potential impact on the upcoming season could be seismic. What I've been hearing from my insider connections isn't just another run-of-the-mill trade rumor. It's the kind of move that could redefine a team's trajectory for years to come. We're talking about a potential masterstroke involving the Dallas Cowboys, one of the most storied franchises in NFL history. They're positioning themselves for a bold leap, one that might just transform their defensive line overnight. All I've got to say is, if you're a Cowboys fan, buckle up, because if this deal comes to fruition, it could bring the kind of electric energy to Dallas that fans have been craving for years. And even if you're just a casual observer of the league, this is the type of front office maneuvering that makes the NFL the spectacular show that it is. Stay with me here, because we're going to unravel this developing story, piece by piece. Now let's shift gears and talk about the Dallas Cowboys' current roster landscape. After a few impressive seasons, the Cowboys have found themselves at a bit of a crossroads. They've been putting together some solid performances, but there's a glaring chink in their armor, the defensive line. Historically, the backbone of a strong NFL team lies in its ability to dominate the trenches, to own that line of scrimmage with authority. For the Cowboys, however, it's been a mixed bag. Despite having a couple of standout performances from key players, the depth and consistency just haven't been there. In terms of analytics, Dallas has struggled with pass pressure consistency, ranking in the bottom third of the league last season in quarterback pressures and sacks. It's no secret to anyone who has watched their games that the Cowboys have had trouble closing out games because of their inability to apply relentless pressure on opposing quarterbacks. And forget about stopping the run. That's been a struggle too. The advanced stats paint a vivid picture. The team allowed an average of over 5 yards per carry last season, placing them in the lower echelon in terms of run defense efficiency. Now, here's the kicker: the perfect solution is potentially just a trade away. The Cowboys' defensive scheme, designed by their innovative coaching staff, is screaming for a dynamic, versatile edge rusher who can disrupt plays, both on the pass rush and in stopping the run. The defensive coordinator has been emphasizing the need for a player who can set the edge on early downs and then unleash hell on passing downs. The team needs a dynamic playmaker to execute a hybrid defensive look that blends both 4-3 and 3-4 principles. And wouldn't you know it, the answer might be waiting on another NFL roster. The Cowboys brass are known for making bold moves, and if the whispers are true, they might be gearing up for one of their most audacious moves yet. That solution is none other than Yaya Dabby, currently with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yes, you heard it here first. Yaya Dabby could be the missing piece to the Cowboys' defensive puzzle, and if all the stars align, he might soon call Dallas home. For those unfamiliar with Dabby, he's an absolute beast on the field. Standing at an imposing 6'4" and weighing in at 270 pounds, he's built like a prototypical edge rusher, with the speed and athleticism to burn. His technical prowess sets him apart. He's got a lethal combination of quickness off the snap, relentless pursuit, and the ability to bend the edge like nobody's business. When you dive into his film, what stands out is his explosiveness. It's rare to see someone with his size move with such agility and precision. Just last season, Dabby notched up a remarkable 10 sacks, and his pressure stats were through the roof, making him one of the most efficient pass rushers in terms of pressure per snap in the league. His hands, they're violent, and his footwork is flawless, often leaving offensive tackles grasping at air. What makes scouts across the league rave about Dabby is his versatility. He doesn't just rush the passer. He's adept at playing the run, and he's demonstrated an uncanny ability to drop back in coverage when needed. This makes him a three-down player, a rarity in today's game where many edge rushers are taken off the field in non-pass rush situations. His football IQ is elite. He's a student of the game, often anticipating the opposition's play and reacting accordingly. It's no wonder the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have reportedly been quite reluctant to let him go, knowing full well the kind of damage he can do when let loose on a game. However, with Tampa's current salary cap crunch, Dabby's 2026 cap charge sits at $3,917,711, consuming 24% of the cap. The stars might be aligning for the Cowboys to swoop in and make a trade convincing enough for Tampa to reconsider. When it comes to contemplating how this trade could materialize, we're talking NFL playbook sorcery at its finest. The Dallas Cowboys, with their substantial cap space, are in prime position to make this trade a reality. The team currently has a total cap space of over $16 million, well within the range needed to absorb Diaby's cap hit comfortably. However, the art of the trade is as much about compensation as it is about cap space. A potential package might include a couple of high draft picks, think a second rounder coupled with a third rounder, or perhaps a first round pick swapped with a later round pick. Another option could be coupling a pick with a player, perhaps from a position the Cowboys are deep in, to sweeten the deal. The Buccaneers, under financial constraints and with several players lined up for extensions, might find the haul enticing enough to part with Diaby, despite his upside. In terms of salary cap gymnastics, the Cowboys have proven adept at structuring contracts that minimize cap hits in their initial years. Should they acquire Diaby, they'd likely rework his contract to include incentive-laden bonuses that benefit both the team and the player. This approach allows them to maintain flexibility while ensuring a key defensive piece like Diaby is adequately compensated. In terms of winners and losers, the Cowboys would undeniably come out on top, potentially solidifying a cornerstone of their defense for years to come. On the flip side, the Buccaneers could be seen as losing a valuable asset, but the infusion of draft capital and potential player assets could help them in their rebuilding or reloading efforts. Now, let's delve into the fit analysis. How would Yaya Dabby slot into the Cowboys' evolving defensive scheme? Under the guidance of their forward-thinking coaching staff, Dallas has embraced a hybrid defensive approach, one that requires adaptable, multi-talented players at its core. Dabby is a dream fit for this system. His ability to switch between pass rush and run-stopping roles would allow him to seamlessly integrate into the defensive game plan. In comparison to similar players, Dabby exhibits traits reminiscent of some of the league's elite edge rushers, such as his relentless motor akin to a young Khalil Mack and the versatility reminiscent of Von Miller's prime years. His influence wouldn't just be felt in his own stat line. His presence would create opportunities for his teammates, potentially elevating the play of the entire defensive front. Projected impact? Well, that could be enormous. A best-case scenario sees Dabby quickly acclimating to the Cowboys system and notching double-digit sacks in his debut season while contributing to a significantly improved run defense. The Cowboys' secondary, already competent, would benefit immensely from an enhanced pass rush, leading to more hurried throws and potentially more turnovers. However, there is always a worst-case scenario where the transition isn't as smooth, or Dabby struggles initially to adapt to his new surroundings. Yet, given his track record, work ethic, and football intellect, such a scenario seems unlikely. So, what's my final verdict on this potential blockbuster trade? Bringing Yaya Dabby to Dallas would be a brilliant move by the Cowboys' front office, potentially setting the stage for a defensive renaissance. The timing is right, with the Cowboys having the cap space and the need for a player of Dabby's caliber to elevate their defense. For fans and analysts alike, this trade bears watching closely. The timeline for such a transaction will be heavily influenced by the league's trade deadlines and the internal calculations of both organizations. But if the Cowboys play their cards right, we could see movement well before the midseason mark. This potential acquisition is the kind of bold move that winning franchises make, and it just might herald the next great era for the Dallas Cowboys, painting a picture of a defense that's not just competent but truly elite. Stay tuned and keep an eye on your notifications. News like this, if it breaks, will be the kind of headline the football world won't soon forget. The buzz among Cowboys fans is palpable. Social media is already alight with speculation about how Dabby could transform the Cowboys' defense into one of the most feared units in the league. The potential addition of a player with Dabby's skill set excites many, with fans envisioning scenarios where opponents struggle to deal with the relentless pressure from Dallas' front seven. The talk shows and podcasts are abuzz, with pundits debating how this move aligns with the Cowboys' storied history of making bold, impactful roster decisions. From a strategic perspective, the Cowboys are clearly looking to shore up their defense to complement their potent offense. Over recent seasons, the offense has often carried the team, but the addition of a player like Dabby could shift the balance, providing a defense that can hold its own in crunch time, a crucial factor in playoff football. The Cowboys' defensive coordinator, known for his innovative schemes, would relish the opportunity to incorporate Dabby into his plans, utilizing his unique abilities to create mismatches and disrupt opposing offenses. The ripple effects of this trade could extend beyond the field. In terms of team culture, acquiring a high-caliber, high-character player like Dabby can influence the locker room positively. His work ethic and dedication are well documented, traits that align perfectly with the Cowboys' ethos of excellence. As a potential leader both on and off the field, Dabby could inspire his teammates to elevate their own performances, fostering an environment of accountability and relentless pursuit of success. For the Buccaneers, letting go of Dabby would undoubtedly be a tough pill to swallow. Yet, the draft capital received in return could enable them to address other areas of need, investing in the future while navigating their financial constraints. The Buccaneers' front office may see this as an opportunity to retool and build a more balanced roster, utilizing the newfound resources to maintain competitiveness in the NFC South. In the broader NFL landscape, this move would send shockwaves, signaling the Cowboys' intent to be serious Super Bowl contenders. It's a statement of ambition, a clear message to rivals that the Cowboys are not content with merely being playoff participants, but are gearing up for a genuine title run. Should this trade come to fruition, it could potentially shift the power dynamics within the NFC, with Dallas emerging as a formidable force poised to challenge the established order. The impact on the fan base is another fascinating element to consider. Cowboys fans, known for their passionate support and high expectations, would likely rally behind this decision. The excitement of witnessing a transformative defensive player donning the star is the kind of narrative that could invigorate a fan base eager for a return to glory. Merchandise sales, ticket renewals, and overall engagement could see a noticeable boost as fans flock to support a team with palpable momentum and potential. Critics, however, may raise concerns about the risks involved. Trades of this magnitude carry inherent uncertainties, and there's always the possibility that things might not pan out as expected. Questions about team chemistry, injury risks, and the pressure of living up to high expectations are valid considerations. Yet, the Cowboys' management, seasoned and strategic, would likely have contingency plans to mitigate these risks, ensuring that the potential rewards far outweigh the downsides. In conclusion, the prospect of adding Yaya Dabby to the Cowboys' roster is thrilling in its implications. It represents not just a potential upgrade in talent, but a strategic move that could redefine the team's identity. The Cowboys have the resources, the motivation, and the opportunity to make a decisive play that could alter the trajectory of their season and their future. Whether this deal materializes or not, it underscores the dynamic nature of the NFL, where bold decisions can lead to seismic shifts in fortunes. For now, all eyes are on the Cowboys, waiting to see if they can pull off a trade that would undoubtedly be one of the highlights of the season. If you're a Cowboys fan or simply a lover of the game, this is a storyline you won't want to miss. So stay connected, subscribe, and be ready for the latest updates as this thrilling saga unfolds. The trade for Yaya Dabby, should it happen, would not only focus on immediate gains, but also on the long-term vision for the Dallas Cowboys. With a player of Dabby's caliber, the Cowboys would be investing in a defensive cornerstone around which they could build for years to come. The potential for him to become a linchpin in the Cowboys' defense is significant. His presence could allow the team to experiment more aggressively with defensive formations, adjusting to a more versatile and unpredictable style that keeps opponents on their toes. Moreover, Dabby's adaptability is a quality that could prove invaluable as the Cowboys navigate the ever-evolving landscape of the NFL. His ability to transition smoothly between different defensive roles would provide the coaching staff with a flexible tool to counter various offensive strategies. The Cowboys' ability to adjust in real time and tailor their approach to each opponent's strengths and weaknesses could be significantly enhanced with such an asset on their roster. For Dabby himself, joining a franchise with the prestige and visibility of the Dallas Cowboys could be a defining moment in his career. The platform provided by America's team is unparalleled, and excelling in such an environment could elevate his status to that of a league-wide superstar. The Cowboys' marketing machine is adept at building player profiles, and Dabby's potential success on the field could lead to numerous off-field opportunities, further solidifying his influence and reach within the sport. The Cowboys' front office, led by a savvy and experienced management team, would likely view this acquisition as a strategic coup. In a league where defense wins championships, acquiring a player of Dabby's caliber could be the missing piece that propels the Cowboys to the top tier of contenders. His presence could lead to more disciplined defensive play, reduced reliance on high-scoring shootouts to secure victories, and ultimately more consistent performances against top-tier offenses. From a team dynamics perspective, Having a player like Dabby could also accelerate the development of younger players. His leadership qualities and professional approach could serve as a model for rookies and young talents, instilling in them the discipline and commitment required to succeed at the highest level. It's a ripple effect that could enhance the overall quality and depth of the Cowboys squad, contributing to sustained success over multiple seasons. In the eyes of the media, this potential trade would be dissected from every angle, with analysts eager to predict the outcomes and impact on the Cowboys' Super Bowl aspirations. Talk shows, podcasts, and sports columns would buzz with speculation, examining every detail from Dabby's fit within the defensive scheme to his potential as a game-changing addition. The narrative of the Cowboys as a team willing to make bold moves to regain their former glory would capture the headlines, reinforcing their image as a franchise unafraid to take risks in pursuit of excellence. On social media, the reaction from fans would be immediate and impassioned. Cowboys supporters, known for their loyalty and vocal presence online, would likely flood platforms with expressions of excitement, optimism, and even cautious hope. Hashtags would trend, and discussions would span from player comparisons to predictions about the upcoming season. Meanwhile, rival fans might express concern or skepticism, fueling the kind of spirited debates that keep the NFL vibrant and engaging. In the end, the potential acquisition of Yaya Dabby by the Dallas Cowboys represents more than just a strategic roster move. It's a bold declaration of intent, a move designed to signal the Cowboys' readiness to compete at the highest levels. As negotiations and rumors continue to swirl, one thing remains certain: this story is far from over. Whether it culminates in a historic trade or simply stirs the pot in a season full of surprises, it's a development that will keep fans and analysts alike on the edge of their seats. If you're eager to follow this saga to its conclusion, remember to subscribe for the latest updates and insights. With so much at stake and the potential for a seismic shift in the NFL landscape, this is one storyline that promises drama, intrigue, and perhaps a taste of the glory days for the Dallas Cowboys. Stay tuned as we watch this thrilling chapter unfold.